What is going on, Crypto Bolts? You guys asked for it. So we put up a poll recently on TG. We put up a poll also on YouTube asking you guys how much money do you want to make monthly. Today's video, I'm going to show you guys step by step what you will need to do in order to replicate this, okay? You're going to want to make sure you guys take out your notepads. You're going to make sure you put on your glasses, get your tablets, and get ready to take some notes. Save this video and share this video with your friends if they also want to print. One thing I want to recommend before we get started within the session is that if you want to make sure you do this with me as I'm doing it, make sure you guys join my Telegram. Link is down below. Also, follow me on X. Link is down below as well, because literally you could do this with me. I could do this hand by hand. We could stream it. We could do all that. So make sure you guys follow step by step. Now, before anything we go on, I want to make sure that when you're trading, you're always saving money. And the most effective tool to not only spot coins, but save money is definitely Bullix. Link is down below, guys. Make sure you guys join that, whether it be on Tron, whether it be Solana, whether Ethereum. You guys are not going to be disappointed. Now, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to bring you up to my whiteboard so you guys can see exactly what's going on and how you're going to be able to do this. Okay, so let me switch over to the whiteboard so you guys can see what that is, and we'll go ahead and get started. So here we are on the whiteboard. Yes, we have to do this on whiteboard because this is going to be the best way I can explain it, and more, I feel like a teacher currently right now, so it's kind of funny. All right, so really quick, let me give you guys the overview of what happened with the poll. So on TG, guys, we had a whopping 14% say they wanted $500 a month, 23% $1,000, 20 said 2,000, and a whopping 43% said 3,000. On the YouTube side of things were a little bit different. We upped the prices just a tad bit. So a whopping 37% said 1,000 and a whopping 47% said 5,000. The 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people were not really inclined into those. So based on these two polls, I decided to make 3 columns, one for 500, one for 1,000, one for 3,000, to give you guys an idea of how this works. Now, currently right now, Solana is trading at $135. As you guys know, this fluctuates. It goes up and down, and sometimes it's 124, sometimes it's 135, sometimes it's 192. Currently right now, in order to get this method completed, you're going to, of course, need 1 Solana. So you're going to have $135 into your name. And in addition to that, you're going to have a little bit extra for the gas fees. So think about $150 that you're going to want to have to be able to implement this strategy. Now, I'm pretty sure some of you guys watching this video already have it, but for those of you who don't have it and you're new to crypto, I wanted to make this video as simple as possible to you guys that are newcomers so you guys can understand it. And if for some reason at any point in the video you have any questions, drop them in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys follow me on TG, follow me on X, just to make sure that you guys could get your questions answered. If the question is too extensive, then I'll definitely make a video about it. But with that being said, now that you understand how this works, now I want to make sure you guys understand that 1 Solana is equivalent to $135. Okay, so you want to make $500 to $1,000 to $3,000. That's going to depend on how much Solana you have. So these little Solana circles right here, these are going to be representative of 1 Solana. So in order for you guys to make this amount of money, you're going to need a certain amount for each column. So in the $500 column, you're going to need 1 Solana to be able to make $500 a month. In the 1,000 column, you're going to need 1 Solana and 2 Solana to make the 1,000 a month. And for the 3,000, you're going to need to have 1 Solana, 2 Solana, 3 Solana, and 4 Solana. Okay, you guys are getting it? 5 Solana, and a total of 6 Solana to be able to make the $3,000 a month. Now, it's extremely important that you understand this, because everybody would want to say, you know what, I only need 1 Solana and I'm going to make 3,000. Yes, theoretically you could do that, but it's going to take a lot of luck. And basically, there's only 2 ways to actually do this: either be really lucky or get inside trading, or you're fortunate enough that I make a call on X or on TG, and that 100x, 50x, 30x, 10x with that 1 Solana you put in, right? So those are the only ways to go about doing that. But with that being said, I want you guys to keep this in your head. Whatever amount you want to make, you're going to want to have this amount of Solana for that particular amount, okay? Now, the way I structure this is very different because all depends on a month cycle. Okay, this is all going to be dependent on a month cycle, and you're going to want to make sure you structure this correctly for that month cycle. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch these over. I'm going to leave this here, and I want us to better understand this. So what I'm going to show you guys is how do you go about splitting this to make sure that you have a safe net and you also have a gamble net, right, where you gamble and you can maximize your profit, but you also have a safe bet of where you could actually trade and put some money into where you're more than likely backed up regardless of what happens. So let me go ahead and show you guys. All right, guys. So for you to better understand that, we're going to go back into Bullocks and give you guys a look at a chart, but I want you to understand this philosophy very well. So this is going to be a philosophy you're only going to learn on this channel, and you're probably going to see it replicated later on other channels, but this is called the 64 strategy. The 64 strategy is by far my personal strategy that I implement whenever I'm doing this, and the way the 64 strategy works is the following way. You're going to, this Solana right here, guys, I'm going to make this Solana into multiple Solanas. And I'm going to duplicate these right now so you guys can see what's going to happen here, okay? And once we get done here, you guys are going to understand what exactly it is that we're doing, okay? I'm going to duplicate another one. And this is going to be the same way, effective way you're going to do it on each individual column. It's just going to be dependent, and it's easier to explain on the 500 column because it's less Solana. But you would basically do the 60-40 strategy on all of these, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this semi-small, and then I'm going to make these guys super, super duper small, okay? Like little babies. Actually, I should have duplicated those like that. It'd have been better. Okay, let me just do that, and do this, and do that, and do that. So basically what I'm going to be doing here, guys, is I am going to be, let me make sure they're lined up correctly. What I'm going to be doing, guys, is I'm going to be dividing this coin into 60-40. So 60% of my token will go into this bigger one, okay? And right there. So this is basically 60% right here. And these are, guys, are divided into 10, 10, 10. All right, so that's going to make a whole Solana. So basically speaking, this would be, 0.6 Solana. This would be 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, and 0.1. So it's like $20, $20, and then you have the 0.6, right? So what we're going to do is you're going to do this on all, you would do this respectively on here as well, and respectfully here as well. So this 61, okay, this 61, we're going to go to Bullocks right now. You're going to put this into what I like to call is mid caps. All right, so mid caps are coins that if you watch my YouTube channels, I'm constantly telling you guys, put money in here, deposit money in here, put it here, because those are plays that I feel will be exponential growth for you guys. Now, one thing you want to make sure you keep in mind is that you're constantly watching my videos and you're following me on the TG, because that is how you get a really good head start. So let's go into Bullocks and see what exactly we're talking about. But I want you to keep this in mind, all right? This little 60%, since we're trying to make $500 a month, 1,000, 3,000, it's going to be 60% of all this allocation. You're going to put this in a micro buy. So what you're going to do here is we're going to close this down, and we're going to go to our browser here. All right, guys, so here we are back on Bullocks, and I want to give you an example on this coin that I've been telling you about forever. I literally call this at 10 mil back here. It went parabolic. But once again, this is going to be a very good example of the 60-40 strategy, because this is going to help you guys a ton. So what you would do is you would get 60% when these microcaps, whenever I put out my video or I call it on TGRNX, like, this is a good time to buy, you would have bought right here, because that's literally when I called this, and I told you guys buy at this point. So you would take 60% of the 135, which is roughly like about $80, and you would put it in here, okay? Currently right now, this is September the 1st. From September the 1st to the 11th, which we're at right now, this is already about 2x plus, so it's like about, 2x and a half. So that's going to put you around $200 already that you already have in profit for your 500 monthly, okay? This is going to work the same way as, you get 60% of 1,000, you would get 60% of the 6 Solana we put for the 3,000. So you're already at 200. Let's say in the worst case scenario, this gets to 30K. that's going to put you roughly about $240 that you already have on the 3x. And in the best case scenario, let's say this gets to 40, that would put you at $320 of your cap for what you have that you want to make the $500 pretty much the $500 that you want to make additionally. Now, let's say we're going to take this 240 because I feel like that's kind of be the safer bet. Theoretically, this could actually go from 50 to 100 in a month. We don't know. That's what's beautiful about these microcaps. They could 5x, 6x, 10x in a matter of minutes. And I have perfect examples where I've called coins at 10 mil and they're like at 80 mil like in one day. So those are the potentials you have with these microcaps. But you're only putting 60% here. You're not putting all your money here because you want to have some allocation for bigger plays, bigger incentives, bigger profit, and you want to make sure you're allocating this correctly. So right here, guys, we're at 240. So we're gonna make sure we keep that in mind. We're gonna keep that in mind for our board there, so we know that we have $240 left in our current bank, and we haven't used none of the micros, which are another $40. So that would put us like around 280, right? So we're almost past halfway there to the 500 mark. Okay, so what you want to do here, guys, is the first thing we're going to do is whenever this hits 240, you're going to want to withdraw you're going to want to either withdraw all of it, which is your 240, depending on the conviction you have for that token, or you're going to withdraw $200 and you're going to leave 40 there because if it keeps going higher, that becomes a multiple. So we already have $200 already saved. Now, the next things are going to be on micro caps, and these are going to be gamble plays. Usually you see in my TG, I'll put out a gamble play because those are kind of like be mooners or ruggers, right? You never know. You basically, what I teach is you always want to make sure you 2x. I'm going to give you guys a perfect example of a call I made today on the TG, and so you guys can get an idea of how those actually work. Now, theoretically, sometimes they actually, 10x, 5x, sometimes they'll not even 10x, they'll just pretty much, die down and, only give you 80%, 50%. Of what you're putting in on a gamble play, but it's better to have money than not having anything at all. So I literally spotted this in pump.fun. I actually bought in pump.fun, but I didn't call it while I was in pump.fun because I was not quite sure that this was actually a token from Lamar Odom until I got in the VC. I heard him talking and then I verified it, audio. So I literally called this like around here in this 90K market cap. So the majority of people on the TG got in within that 90 to 100 range here. And this is where I would put that 20, that 10% additional that I have of the token. So it's like about $20. All right. This is where I would put them in. So you would buy right here. Now this 4x. So when it went all the way up here, it hit a 4x because it went up to 448. So this one you made $80. What you could do here is you sell the $80 and now we have $280 in our bank. So with just these two trades alone, we're already halfway there. Okay, we're already halfway there, and we still have an additional $30 in our bank because we haven't used the other gamble plays. Remember, we still have 30. We have 3 little more circles that we already used. Now, what do you do with that? Because you already have the 240 and you're halfway there. You're going to repeat that process again. Okay, so you're going to repeat that process with another coin that I tell you guys, okay, you know what, this one's actually doing pretty good. You should probably invest in this one and wait till it actually, gets through there. So really simple process. I'm going to go back to the whiteboard to explain it so you guys can see it visually, but I wanted to show you guys in BullX how this actually works. All right, guys, so here we are back at the whiteboard so you guys can better visually understand it. So almost every single coin I call on YouTube or I call on my X account that are not gambles usually tend to 4x, 5x, even 10x within a month. If you go to my previous videos, you're going to see that actually happens. Multiple coins I've done this with, they've even gone 20x's. And we're going to say that, conservatively speaking, we're going to say that this wolf coin, and you could mark this video and come back and check it out by the end of September where that coin's at. We hit a 5x. Okay, so we put in $80 and our 5x account right here, we're going to say that turned into, why is this so tiny? $400. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So let me do this real quick. And that turned into a 5x, and we went ahead and did $400. So theoretically speaking, from here on out, all we would have to literally do how do I get this? All we would have to do is we would have to make sure we get another $100. But remember, we got into the Lamar token. Remember? You guys remember got into that gamble? So we're going to remove one of these. We got into the gamble, and that one gave us $80. So this Lamar token gave us, let me duplicate this here, $80. Okay? So that gave us $80. So right now we have a total of so we have a total of $480 plus we have an additional set of gambles here that we went into throughout the month. Now, let's say for video purposes, we lost on this gamble. All right, so we lost on this one. So we're gonna throw this to the trash, and we're gonna say we lost it. So let's throw that to the trash. It's lost. We lost our money there, but we still have $480. Let's say we get into another gamble, and for some apparent reason, instead of doing this 4x that this one did, all right, it just did a 2x. It just did a 2x. Okay, so this gamble just did a 2x. That's gonna put us at. Sorry, not that. That's gonna put us at. Let me duplicate this here. That's gonna put us at $40. Okay, so $40. So right now we're net positive. We're at 520. Okay, 510. My bad. 510. And that's gonna put us right there, and we still have one additional gamble. Let's say this gamble, for some apparent reason, 3x or 1x. Let's just say it 2x again, and that's gonna give us another 40. Okay, so in the grand scheme of things, we duplicate here this. In the grand scheme of things, we did a really bad gamble, which we lost our money. We did. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit. I want to make sure everything looks good. We went big on Wolf. We got the 60% on Wolf. We got the 4x on one gamble play, so that gave us 480. And then we went ahead and did another gamble that just 2x this right here. So that went from 480 to 520, and we did another one, and that gave us 560. So in a month, we made $560. And usually you would do the same thing for the 1,000. Instead of putting in the $80, you would put in more because you have more Solana. For the 3,000, you would do the same thing. And this is basically what you need to do in order to hit these marks every single time. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been asking me for mentorship. If it's something you guys are interested, leave me in the comment section. I just want to see how many people are interested. In addition to that, guys, every single night we either call a 2x on our TG, 4x on our X account. So make sure you guys are constantly following there so you guys don't miss out. I want to make sure we're doing this together. If we're doing this together, it's going to go a lot faster. Like if everybody says, I tell you guys, let's get into this play and we get into the play together, everybody's going to be able to do this a lot faster. So it's kind of like, let me help you make money. I want to make you a millionaire, so let me help you do it. So follow this strategy. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. Remember the 60-40 strategy. You learned it here first. If you see it on another YouTube channel, make sure you guys let them know. Yo, give my boy some credit. So bolts, keep printing. Let's keep pushing, and let's make sure we get a millionaire this bull run. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one.